Hello, Internet Grumpy Man. Guess what I'm doing? So we're at a BMW event, and I am on a 2018 R1200RT. So I'll talk a bit more in a bit. We got soft suspension set up, which is exactly what I wanted to try. Yeah, so this is 2018. I've got all the specs in my tiny little brain. I'm just going to check my mirrors. I'm not used to these type of mirrors so much. Pretty cool. So 2018, it seems to be fairly loaded. So I'm going to start off, I'm going to leave it in soft because I'm very curious to see. I'm curious to see a few things on this bike besides the overall ride and stuff. This is on my list of bikes that I might get because I love the Boxer engine and so on and so forth. It's a nice long ride. I don't know if I'll film the whole thing. I'm going to start with the windshield down. Yeah, it's got the radio and everything. Cool. I don't know what the mode. Dynamic. Okay, that's good. So that nice lady in front of us, she's the head of BMW sales. Oui, oui. Ouais. Oui, j'ai un 200R.
Okay.
2015. So j'ai juste.
Là, c'est ça que la suspension est plus soft, là, présentement.
C'est ça, je voulais essayer. Je voulais le dynamic pour le throttle un peu.
Okay, plus response, plus sportif.
C'est ça.
Parfait.
Merci. Yeah, so she's the head of sales of BMW Motorcycles Canada, or BMW Motorrad, whatever. He's going to block the traffic. So once we get going, I'll talk. I have some stats. So this is, to me, I ride the R1200R, which is a naked version of the Boxer line of BMW motorcycles. I call them the Boxer line. So they have the Adventure, the regular GS, the GS Adventure. This is the RT, the touring one. And then you have the R, which is mine, which is a naked. So this one has the keyless start and everything. So this one has a starting price of 21,000 Canadian. You'll never see that. That's a base model. Probably around 26, 27 for a good fully loaded one without the top case. So you get the two side bags. Weight wise, this is 274 kilos. So just under 600 pounds. There's 2.2 pounds per kilo, I think, if my math is good, which it isn't. So compared to my R1200R, the naked one is 231 kilos and starts at 16 grand Canadian dollars, of course. And I don't know. The seat's wider on this. Well, look, you can see there's definitely wind protection. The dashboard's nice. You got a little TFT part here. You don't have a suspension button in here. You use the Whizzy wheel. Okay, the transmission. Okay, so in 2017, they changed the transmission and the quick shifter too. I don't know if this has a Shift Assist Pro. So I don't know if that's changed. I'll try it out anyway. But I've said this if you watch my videos. Where's the clutch? Okay, let's just get going here and yeah, my baby's parked over there. So I want to say a big shout out to BMW Canada for organizing this event, and I also want to say I'll play with the radio after. I want to say thank you to Motor International. This is BMW Montreal, basically the main BMW dealer for this area. You know, they put some sandwiches and stuff. This is pretty cool. I'm just trying to find my place here in the big Congo line. The guy, that's a K1600 GT, which I wanted to try more than one, but they had some sort of rule that you could only try one bike. So yeah. So I don't know what seat's on this. My feet are the balls of my feet. So basically, it seems to me very similar to my bike. Oh, the suspension is softer. So I go by this road a lot. I come to the dealer, obviously, even for fun sometimes. I say hi to Ziad. So Ziad is one of the salesmen. Him and Andre are the BMW salesmen here. Andre's the other one. He's a bit older, so he's not on social media as much and stuff. Ziad is all over the place, so nice guys. Oh, this is the beginning of the video, so I'm going to just say that if you're going to complain that this is not a real test ride, fine. Oh, it's got quick shifter. If you're going to complain, just so this is a group ride, obviously. There's not a lot of press bikes and stuff. This is Canada. It's not the same as the States. It's not the same as Europe. And I'm not a member of the press, even though I think my YouTube channel is quite nifty. So anyway, so if you're just gonna watch this and then complain that it's a group ride and not a real test, well, you might want to watch a different YouTube channel. So far, what do I find? The seat is nice. It's a tiny bit wider than my seat. So far, the transmission seems a lot better, and that's something that I really wanted to see, because I've heard about it, that in 2017 that they did make a change. So a little history, and I think this is accurate. 2013 was the first year for the wet heads, they call them, the liquid cooled boxer engine. Okay, the GS Adventure and the GS were the first ones to get it. Then in 2000, for the 2015 model year, they came out with the new R1200R, and I believe that was the same year that the RT got the liquid. So this is a good test too, traffic, because yeah, we're gonna do all kinds of roads here today. I'm a bit warm, and I'm glad I took off all the layers that I had on, because yeah, there's a fairing. This is the I forgot what they call this color. It's quite nice. When you look at this bike from the outside, it's quite nice, but to me it looks a bit, the front looks a bit weird from the side, like the 3/4 view from the front, because you have like a full fairing and then there's nothing. Like from the engine down, there's nothing, which is I don't know. It's a little bit, it looks a bit weird to me. And this is okay. It's a little bit of a reputation for an old man bike, of being an old man bike. And do I agree with that? I'll tell you at the end, but it's pretty cool. Yeah. I'm not going to play with the radio right now because yeah, we're in traffic. I'll mess with it later just to see. But it's got the antenna, which means it has the radio. I don't think the electronic integration and stuff with the nav, when you have the nav and stuff, I don't think it's the greatest. I think it's the same as mine. So if you want to listen to music, you basically, if you want to have all the functionality of hearing, of having your phone calls on there show up, and hear the GPS prompts yelling at you that you've taken a wrong turn. You have to have a memory card. I believe you have to have a memory card in there. But there is a USB. There's a USB dongle. Anyway, it's passable. If you want a GPS, you get the BMW GPS for $800. So it doesn't feel heavy. So it's 40 kilos heavier. So 80 pounds, 80, 90 pounds heavier than. Yeah, there's a K1600. So that's a big bike, and the weight feels probably a bit higher because it's an inline 6-cylinder. Let me. Yeah. So I might even leave that. I am not perfect. I just installed it because it is. You feel the weight. Oh, I've never been this way. The new. Yeah, so you feel the weight a bit, and that was my bad completely on the. Oh, feels good, some air. And you could flame me in the comments saying I don't know how to drive. Oh well. Oh, you got LED on that bike. That's good. Quick shifter, smoother. Is it night and day? No, it's smoother though. But the transmission, I find it a lot better. Okay, I have it up. Let's go. Okay, I have it fully up, the windscreen, and I'm just getting the turbulence from the sides. Okay. I'm trying to get it so I have a vent at the top of my head. So trying to get some air because it's warm. I feel a bit of right now. I'm feeling a bit on my upper arm, so my biceps. I'm feeling a bit of air. Oh, it's got the little shifty light thing. You should shift. These mirrors do take a little bit of getting used to. One other technology thing that I saw mentioned somewhere was that if you have your Bluetooth connected, that you don't have the speakers don't work or something. But I would have to. I'm not sure. But the ride is pretty nice and soft. I'm gonna set it to. I think it's soft and road and dynamic. I will play with it later once when we stop. I'll figure out where on the menu it is there. I just have a button on mine. But this is pretty comfy. The dash is nice and bright. So I like the dash better than mine. I just have an analog speedometer with the digital the digital tachometer. This one is pretty good. You saw there's a spot for the BMW GPS, nav5 or nav6. I have a nav5. Nav6 is a better screen and better performance probably. So what are we doing? We're doing 80. Let's see if I... Yeah, so if I open... I have no air coming into my... Just like the bit of turbulence from the cars coming, but I don't have air coming in my face pretty much. So... I don't know. We're going over the Mersey Bridge here, and we're going to go towards Chateauguay, and then okay. I'm still going to close my my visor. I don't want any bugs or anything. Yeah, the mirrors do take... Well, when you're riding for how many years with mirrors like off the handlebars or off the top of the fairing, this is and I have no air, pretty much no air hitting my gloves. Oh yeah, the quick shifter's pretty good. I don't have air hitting my gloves. I just can't go over the ride. Like, I like the ride on my bike. It is a bit... I find it's a bit on the stiff side maybe, but... that guy's not paying attention. Handling on the curves, yeah, it's I don't know, handle's fine. This bike is I like to call it mid-level. I'm talking about within the BMW lineup. If you look at it from an outside perspective, this is it's a touring bike. The only thing it's missing from a full big-ass touring machine like a Goldwing or a Road King, I think is the Harley, is... I don't know. I'm gonna get a bit more air here. I'm pretty comfortable. I'm sitting, I have about 4 inches to move my butt behind me. I'm not a big guy. I'm 185 pounds, 5'10". I'm not a big guy. I'm not so your results may vary. I don't know which seat this is. I'm assuming it's the regular seat. Yeah, quick shifter is it's a wee bit better, but the transmission in general, I can definitely tell a difference. Would it be worth switching? Switching my bike? Well, that's the thing. So, yeah, these mirrors really take a. But they're not bad though. I know people have put extra mirrors. So typical boxer, you forget the shift, because I could be doing this whole trip basically in third gear. Now I can adjust my brakes too. And my brake just needs to be adjusted a bit. Adjustable hand grips is what I'm talking about. This is and you could get, you can put a different windscreen too. So this windscreen is for, supposed to be for a certain type of certain height range of person. Sound wise, it sounds like a boxer. which is to say pretty good. Just checking my pocket. I'm used to having my tank bag. Yeah, I guess I could put almost the same tank bag, maybe not. Okay, let us by. Yay, GoPro. Okay, so first to second on the quick shifter is still a bit still a bit clunky, but you're crossing neutral, so I think that's normal. Yeah, I guess you really have to change your clothing when you're on something with a fairing. So just so you know, I haven't driven a bike with a fairing for a long time. Besides, I think last year I test drove the Gold Wing Bagger, at the time the F6B. So with the windshield down in the lowest. Okay, let's try the brakes. I don't know if it's Brembo's on these, but it's equivalent. For all I know, they're made by Brembo. I'm trying not to stall it again. So it's 2 4-pistons in the front and a 2-piston in the back. I don't know if they're linked. They might be. Mine are, I think, mildly linked. I hope I'm recording, but no, they're fine, the brakes. So it's good having the electrical windscreen, because you leave it down like this if you're hot. I'm getting a bit of air, say top of my shoulders, probably it's more from the sides of the windshield, maybe. Anyway, it's good, but I could raise it up if I want to. Yeah, so I could sit further back, and there's a little bump where the passenger seat is. I have quite a bit of room to move. My legs aren't bent, so they're not bunched up. Again, I'm not a very tall guy. You're sitting, well, you're pretty much straight. You're sitting up. It's a touring bike. The buttons are standard BMW, so it's pretty much exactly the same as mine, except for, like I said, I have the suspension button where the windshield button is, and I have the trip button here, and here I have heated grips, where here is this has central locking. So this is pretty much a fully loaded keyless entry and the whole thing. So my hands are warm, actually, because I'm not getting any doesn't mean I would, but I'll put some thinner gloves probably. I have some really like the bare minimum of what I would wear. This has got the funky, I think they call it the telelever suspension in the front. Of course, it's got dynamic ESA, electronic suspension adjustment. That's why I could put it in soft. I could change the preload. There's 3 settings for the preload. For the actual ride quality, there's 3. I'm gonna say there's soft, medium, hard, but they call it, I think, soft, road, and they probably call it dynamic. Which I guess if you're going through some twisties and stuff on this, it's good. And the button here for the mode is your throttle response. There's rain, which also puts your ABS and your traction control super sensitive. There's road, which is normal, which is kind of like medium. And dynamic is less sensitive, traction control and ABS and direct throttle. So you give it a handful of gas and you're actually, 1/4 turn of the handle is like 1/4 throttle or whatever. And I think there might be a user mode too, like my bike, where I can set it, you could make a custom setting for that. But I gotta tell you, the soft suspension on these beautiful Quebec roads is very nice. I wish I could have drove the other bike which is on my list, which is the GSA, but okay, that's up in full, and yeah, there's a big difference. Okay. That's pretty cool. It's a beautiful day outside. I don't have the temperature displayed on there, but you could put the digital speedometer in the middle where it says RT, I believe, as well. Which I would definitely, I would put that. So it has seat heating. This has seat heating and handlebar heatings with 5 settings, which is pretty nifty. There's the audio settings. Yeah, there's a customization setting in there to change your display a bit. It's under background, if I remember from the video I just watched. Okay, bigger speeds. So at top height, I can feel like a little bit of turbulence at the top of my but it's a lot quieter. Now, oh yes, I don't have earplugs in. Group ride with like this, figured. So with earplugs, it'll be pretty good. Well, I know kind of where we are. I go through this on the big highway, but anyway, there's people with videos about the electronics. Suffice to say, you get all the information you need. Can it be better? Yeah, if they put the TFT, you have your warning, your top part there with all the warning bits, but if they do a nice TFT, so supposedly it's the next model to get it. The GS and the GS Adventure, it's an option. I'm a gadgets guy, so yeah. And hopefully LED lighting, because this has still got standard lighting, so halogen bulbs. It's got LED running light, so the ring around the lights. There's a way to put the temperature. It's got oil pressure, so. Ouais, j'aime bien. Oui. There we go, it's 24. Yeah, when you're stopped, you can do the... We lost our group, that's okay, they should stop for us later. Yeah, that's a beautiful bike. The blue is beautiful. The striping, it says GT there. Oh, this is pretty cool. So instead of seeing my shoulders, I see the tips of the handle grips. And this is a fantastic. Oh, you got a little outlet here. Cool. Oh, we got radio station quick things here. That's cool, I guess. Oh, source mode memory. Whatever. Yeah, there's not as much clunk. There's the fan. Yeah, when you put it into first at a stop, there's a lot less clunk. There's our friends. This is a nice bike. So I said before, this is the mid, I call this the mid kind of touring bike. So let's get into, let's just merge here. Yeah, he's only gonna let one, okay. So mid touring, so lightweight touring, they have the 800. There's a F800 GT, hard luggage. It's a twin. I'm pretty sure it's a twin cylinder. Very nice bike. I've talked to a few people that have one, and they love it. It's obviously it's a lot less expensive. I think it's well under I think it's under 20, which is pretty good. I don't know if it has cruise control and stuff. Anyway, that's an F800 GT. You could always look it up. The top of the line, you have the K1600 GTL, which has the top case, and you could put that one as a kind of a sportier one, just because having trouble. Okay. Because that's a sport touring, you don't have the top case in the back. The options are slightly different, but it's the same bike as the GTL. And then this kind of sits in the middle, so you have it comes with the 2 saddlebags. You can get the oh, I know exactly where we are now. So if you've watched my videos, we've come down here before. We've lost everyone or what? Oh, they're way up there. Okay. So this is not the heaviest, it's not the biggest bike. Oh, some people would still call this a big bike, don't get me wrong. We're completely without guidance here, so hopefully they are... There they are. Okay. I think we're going to get onto the 30, so that's a major highway. The shifter is sublime. Yeah. They might stop here, we'll see. Cornering, okay, this is like a low speed cornering is sexy. It's fine. I think that guy had a problem with the bike or something. Anyway, he's with a guide. I got a gentleman on a Grand America. So that's a K6. That's another K1600. It's the... We're gonna stop. Okay. I like an organized ride. I've been on a few that weren't so much. We're gonna wait for the other guy. Yeah, so the dynamic setting on the throttle is less aggressive than my bike.
What can I do? What can I be? When I'm with you, I wanna stay. I'm true, I'll never leave, but if I do, I know the way.
Oh, there we go. Satellite radio. Okay. That's what I need. I need to pay satellite radio for for 3 got my first wave. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, your volume is the whizzy wheel, and back and forth is your I don't know if you had a bike problem, the other guy. I'm just checking my stuff. Sorry, I like First Wave is a good station. Lithium, all good station. All Nation, Octane, Boneyard, Turbo. I'm gonna try it when we're going. So the fan is on and there's no heat. I don't know if the camera is picking up down there. There's nice shields here. That's our guy. I think that was the guy following up in the rear. The GT there has little vents here that you can open. and it will shoot air here, so right at your gut. But you mean you have mesh? That's pretty cool. You got cubby holes on both sides. This one's a small one. Here, I believe, is where you would put your. There's a dongle. It goes from proprietary. I don't know. It's where you would plug your iPhone in, and I'm not sure. But satellite radio is what I listen to. So the good thing about that is I have a Bluetooth headset, but the battery doesn't. The battery only lasts so long, right? So so this is Grumpy Man's ideal setup. Grumpy Man's ideal setup is I have my phone connected to my Bluetooth. So if someone calls me, I can hear it. I can hear if I get emails and whatever. Okay. Mainly for people calling me. I don't give a shit about emails and stuff if I'm out on my bike, really. And if I could hear the music through these speakers, then gorgeous. So that would be my ideal thing. I don't really need the prompts for the GPS. I've lived without it. Hearing it just to see. But yeah. But I mean, the screen is clear. I mean, is it old school? A tiny bit. You got your gas level, you got your temperature. What else do you need, right? Let's roll. So, I've been this way a long time. A long time. A lot of times. So, if your full touring mood would be this up a bit, and a little Rage Against the Machine. It's not bad. That's pretty cool. Let's put this down. Oh, nice scenery. Okay, so we got some smaller roads here. So the competition to this, I suppose, would be Triumph Trophy, but they don't make it anymore, but you can buy one. Oh. Let's see if my guy's gonna go the other side, or... So Triumph Trophy, FJR, Concourse, and I'll admit they're probably on the sportier side than this. Engine-wise, that is. Occasionally, I feel a bit of breeze on my vented boots. But I think that's just the wind across. That's pretty cool. I don't know which color I would take though. Not white, because heck. know what else is a competitor. I guess a Harley Bagger. It's a bit more of a cruiser style though. I definitely I miss a tank bag, but they make a nice one. I don't mind. I think mine wouldn't fit. I think I'd be blocking my steering a bit. My little tiny GV one that's clipped onto the tank ring. So this one for around 26 is still a lot of money. That's I mean, you could buy a base model, but you'd have to order it and wait. Okay. Heat change, so I'll change. Does it feel... How does it feel compared to my... I'm gonna get on my bike. And, maybe I'll record a little bit and then do a little post comparison kind of thing. But so it doesn't feel heavy. It's 80 or 90 pounds heavier than my bike. I don't really feel it. I think the weight is good actually because it feels a bit more stable in some of these. We've had some crosswinds here. It feels a hell of a lot more stable. And this suspension, well, that I could change easily. So nope. Oh, that always brings you to trip. Okay. Oh, that's pretty cool. Or maybe there's a way to go back. So it's set to normal now. Oh no. I'm not sure how you change it. Well, we're gonna stop in a bit there, so. Oh, there it is, normal. Okay. Let's see how this feels. There's no shortage of bumps. Wasn't respecting my spot. Sorry about that. Okay, some bumps. Oh yeah. Yeah, so this feels more like mine. Yeah, I need some air top vent because so normal is normal. There we go, hard. Okay, now it's on hard. See if it's as rough as mine. A 25 km/h zone. What the hell? I kind of remember this route from 3 years ago. But... well, if they do another one in the fall like they did that time, I'll definitely be coming. But you got to rethink your clothing, man. Holy shit. Trying to get some air. I'm pretty hot. Okay, so you need to just tap it and it goes into soft. It takes a second. There's not night and day, the soft, normal, hard, but I must say I like soft. Now the dashboard moves too. You can the angle, you can click it. The whole time I'm driving here, only once I brought it. It's a different type of motor, the Boxer. You could rev it to 9,000, but there's no point, really. I'd love to test this on a cool day to see like how much less clothing could you wear on this. The handling, of course, the rake and trail and stuff, the geometry is different than my bike. So the turn in is slightly different. This is pretty nice, but I have to try a GS and possibly a GS Adventure to see how they feel. Need some air. I think we're gonna stop soon. So pretty cool. Yeah, I think that guy's having problems. Yeah, there's a parking lot I think we're going to stop at. I think we're having problems with, it's a double R. I should have brought a water bottle though. So some low speed maneuvering, which is nice. And that guy brought a passenger. I just noticed that. Okay, I'm gonna stop for a sec, and thanks for watching up to this point, and I'll probably put a little epilogue in a little bit. Hello, internets. It's Grumpy Man back on his bike. So let me get going here. So we just test drove, which will be the first part of the video. I test drove the R1200RT 2018. Blah blah blah. It's in the video. So now I'm back on this, which feels smaller, just because you don't have the huge. There's no fairing. Feels yeah, you feel it's lighter, so you feel the gas, the sport throttle mode on this is more direct, but this has maybe slightly sportier intentions than the RT. So that's good. So very nice ride again, thanks to Moto International and BMW Motorrad Canada. I really like the bike, but I was dying of heat. So the trade-off of if I was in the rain or it was freaking cold like it is here, I think I would enjoy that, but there's no vents to open to get air on you. So even with the windscreen in the lowest setting, I was very hot. And it's not a crazy hot day. Yeah, I noticed when taking off from a light, that's where you feel the weight when you're engaged in the clutch. So this is the opposite. I even have my... so I've put that's this windscreen that comes with a bike. So basically all it does is protect the instrument cluster from bugs, I guess. But so my head is in cleaner air. So with my helmet, the Shui GT Air, I find it a little bit better. Now I didn't have my earplugs in when I just did the road test, so I was trying to really hear the difference. But I was chatting with one of the instructors. So they get the safety instructors that do the oof, look at that pothole that come along. So one in the front, one in the middle, one in the back, which was good because we got separated a few times, and there was a guy with a S1000RR that had some engine problems, which was weird, but you know, stuff happens. So now getting on this, and I've said that before, that I appreciate this bike, that it's not too small. It still weighs almost 500 pounds, so you still have some weight, so you're not blown around as much as a small bike. You have enough. Well, it's the same engine, but my god, the transmission difference getting onto this, and just the clunk into first gear was so much less pronounced on the other bike. Which I guess is normal. So sorry, just checking my pockets, making sure my pockets are closed, although I think I put everything in here. So was the bike as nice as I expected? Yes, I think even if I put aside that you know, the transmission seems really smooth to me because I'm used to something a little bit rougher. Yeah, really nice bike. Plenty of power. The suspension is, there's a soft setting, so I tried all three. The soft was nice. It was really nice, especially over these crappy ass roads. Beautiful. I didn't look in the storage, but you could, I mean, there's ample videos on the bike on what the storage looks like. Yeah, this is a really good bike. I mean, if you were in the market, certainly it's not the cheapest in that category. Like I said, it starts at 21 apparently. That's for a base model, which is basically a unicorn. You won't see one at the dealer. If you wanted a base model, yeah, you have to order one. So it's going to take a little while to get one, a month at least, I would think. So the one I had was fully loaded. It had everything. It had, okay, waving at me. It had a satellite radio. It had the keyless ride, like a car. You have to push to start, and it had the radio, so that's an option. It had the quick shifter or shift assist pro, so it was pretty much fully loaded. Besides the special paints there, you could get option 718 or 716 or something, and you get some special some cool paints. So that's cool. Now, are you turning or what? Because it's a turning lane here. Would I buy it? That's a tough one. Trying that, I need to try the K1600 GT, because I think obviously it's more money, but you get the bigger engine. For me, I'd like to test that ventilation. Be cool. But I mean, first world problems, because you could just, I've toured on this bike. You could tour on any bike. It's just how much comfort do you need and how much pain can you tolerate. I mean, I'm already sore. I wasn't more sore. I found the seating position was pretty much the same. Anyway, I liked it. It was I think it was a really nice bike. I expected it to be nice. So it was nice, plus the added bonus of, like I said, the transmission. I saw the improvement. So if you are in the market for a liquid cooled boxer engine BMW, and you have a choice between something prior to 2017 or a 17 or later, get the 17 or later. It's really much better. All joking aside, all bias aside, if you've narrowed it down that you want a GS, or you want an RT, or you want an R or an RS, which I said at the beginning of the video, I forgot the RS. The RS it's this bike with clip-ons. It has a tiny mini fairing, and I'd probably want to try that too. What is going on here? Which would be nice, but then, there's a cost to changing your vehicle, so I don't know if it's worth. What's going on here? This is like anarchy. 2 lanes are supposed to go straight, and then there's a little turn off for there. Actually, I don't think the person's supposed to be turning there. Maybe there's a turn lane. Yeah, there is. They changed it a while ago. Anyway. So, like, for me to change from an R to an RS, even with the nice transmission and stuff, I don't think that's enough to warrant. But then again, maybe it has just enough. It's still a very light bike. You only have a small fairing. And the bike, it's maybe 10 pounds more or something. It's really not a big difference. Maybe that's enough, like for someone like me. And it only has a 2-position windscreen, but of course you could change the windscreen and you could do all kinds of things. Let's just merge here while I'm flapping my gums. And once you're rolling, I didn't notice any difference performance-wise. Once I was rolling, so yeah. Do I still want to try a GS? I don't know. I'm pretty sure there's 0% chance that I'll ever go off-road, even a bit like trails and stuff. So I don't know if it's worth it for the premium for GS is probably in the same range. GS Adventure, there's a price premium, obviously. So getting wind noise, but I can imagine those bikes in the rate must be nice. Oh, so it's 27, but it's humid. So, I'll have to edit this a bit, but so very nice bike. If you are looking for a touring bike that's not super heavy, and I mean, you have luggage space, it's great. You have a radio, cruise control, heated grips, heated seat, even the passenger seat's heated. That's controlled by a switch on the seat. The rest is controlled in the dash. Beautiful. Once you get used to it, most of the stuff you can change while you're driving. Just certain stuff you have to be stopped to do, like all the customization to the dash and to the preload for the rear shock. You have to be stopped, which is fine. I'm actually in a lot of pain. My shoulder is pretty messed up, and that was about my limit. So I will be taking something for the pain, and I will be relaxing the rest of the day, I think. And probably not a ride tomorrow. I just pulled a muscle in my shoulder, and it's painful. My wrist too, my thumb joint is somehow, I don't know, that's sore too, so I'm pretty much sore. And I didn't want to cancel this because I know there's not another BMW ride for a while. So, in conclusion, so this isn't too long, I'm going to stick this on the end of the other video. 2018 R1200RT. Boxer engine, 125 horsepower. I think it's 92 foot-pounds of torque at 6,000. That's 125, 122 Newton meters. But you get, from a very low RPM, I think 2,000, 2,500 RPM, you do have like 70 or 80 foot-pounds of torque almost available. Or if it's 70 or 80% of the torque. At any rate, lots of torque. The weight is 276 kilograms. That's with fuel. The price, it starts at 21,000 Canadian dollars. According to the salesperson, it's around, say, 26,000 for one that is option, and that's pretty much what you would buy, unless, like I said, you want a special order. So, awesome bike. I was very comfortable. So all the pluses, very comfortable. Good power, good electronics. The only negative I can say is I was hot. So, and I'm wearing mesh, everything. So there wasn't any airflow, even on the windscreen with the lowest position. As electric windscreen, it was on the lowest position. Lots of air on my head, that helped. I kind of got air in my intake on the top of my helmet, but that was pretty much it. Unless it was like side breezes or turbulence from the cars, I wasn't really getting any heat, so I was very hot. Which, if you're the type of person that rides in a t-shirt, which you shouldn't, but that's your choice. If you ride in a t-shirt, probably you would have been okay. You know, same thing, there was no air on my hands either, so even these, I'd probably replace them with, I have another pair which are a bit lighter with more mesh. So sun protection, but, so yeah, so all in all, it was a great ride, great day, great review, great demo, and I thank you for watching, and leave your comments below, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you next time.